3, 2, 1, go. Okay, second try at doing this. So once you have your plant profiles created for the 3 of your plants, then you can do the presentation. And you don't have to present to the class in person, which might be good for those of you who are introverted. You're going to present to your computer, or I guess your phone, though I'm not sure how that would work. I'm just making a huge assumption that we all have computers with cameras. If you don't, let's figure something out. Anyway, so if you do, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to go to this Screencast-O-Matic, and I believe that this is just like free as long as you only want to do up to 15 minutes, and please don't do longer than that or we'll all die of boredom. I think probably you sign up. I mean, I signed up through Pasadena EDU. I don't know, I think you can just sign up with your regular email. So you go to the Screencast-O-Matic, and then you record. This is the launch free recorder page. I haven't logged in or anything like that, but I probably already am logged in because I use this all the time. So I'm not going to click on this because I'm already recording. But oh, it shows it right here. That's super handy. Okay, so when you click launch free recorder, sometimes it takes a while. Like on my computer, it's slow. It's slow. This is taxing on your computer, so just be warned. And then for this one, I did both, so you can see me. I don't really know what the advantage of that is, but anyway, it's more personal, right? And intimate. Or you could just do the screen, which I did on the plant profiles video. Or you could just do webcam if you just wanted to chat. Anyway, whatever. Then you press record and it gives you a 3, 2, 1 countdown on the screen, so you know when it's actually starting. And so that's how you do it. When you're finished, you're going to press over in the same area. It'll switch from record to like a pause button, like 2 lines, and you click on that to say that you're done. So what I want to do though is I want to present my plant. Oh crumb, that's not where I wanted to find it. Okay, so let's say that you've done and you've got your plant profiles created in the plant profiles folder in the Environmental Science 12 folder on my Google Drive, right? If everything goes according to plan. Anyway, so now we wait. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about Japanese maple because I actually have one. Just was here when we moved in. It's a beautiful, very small tree. It's like a specimen tree is the word for things that are ridiculously expensive and pretty. So let's see if I can make this open up a little faster. Anyway, so it's a small tree. It has a palmate leaf. So the leaf kind of is shaped like a palm, like it's got lobes, deep lobes that come out like fingers sort of, and then it all joins together with one little stalk that it connects it to the tree. It loses its leaves in the cool weather, so it's deciduous. And even the branches and the bark is really pretty. Like ours is like really bright red. I mean, it's part of what makes it so special. It's probably also part of why it's so expensive. So it happens to be Acer Palmatum is its Latin name. It's in the Sapindaceae, and the Sapindales is the order. So a lot of this stuff came from the Manual Woody Landscape Plants. I probably should put like a period there or a comma. Which is a fantastic book. I have like a 1983 or something version of it, and it was still expensive. It was still like $40, and the new one is like $70. But it's so useful. So if you are, won the lottery recently, or your parents are like, here's $1,000 for textbooks, get the book. If you're not, find an old copy of the Sunset Western Garden book, right? Like this is the one that was recommended for class, but even the older version will work well too. Here's the one that I was telling you about. I mean, look at how big this book is. Oops, there we go. It's obnoxious, but it's so awesome. Okay, so back to the presentation. Okay, so identifying features. I don't know that you'd ever notice this, but the leaves come out of the stem like opposite. They're not alternate, so they come out at the same spot on the trunk, on the branch. The leaves are simple, meaning that what you see is what you get. There's not like leaflets. It's just one single leaf that kind of looks like a hand, the tree version, leaf version of a hand. Deeply lobed, which I mentioned, like fingers. Let's see if we can see a picture. It's just so slow. Come on. Okay, well, there we go. There's an excellent picture. And these ones are starting to turn color. These are the fruits. I think they're called samaras. We don't have to remember those, but they're like whirly things, you know. They're connected though. It looks like these show that they are connected where one is actually larger than the other side. And then the seeds are right in here. And I'm going to make a guess that one of these seeds is probably viable and the other maybe not so much. But I have no idea. But even like the fruits are beautiful. The seed pods are really pretty. So it's a very lovely ornamental tree. There we can see the deeply lobed leaves and the way that it looks like when it's about ready to drop its leaves. I mean, that is a beautiful tree. Here's a bonsai version. Now, there's lots and lots of different cultivars. So even within this Acer Palmatum species, there's a whole bunch of specific named cultivars, and we don't need to go into all of that. But you do need to understand what a cultivar is, but we'll talk about that later. Can be trained as a bonsai. So it's either a very small tree, it's got a kind of a nice round shape, or it can be more of like a shrub with multi-trunks. It does not want to have a lot of sun, especially here in Southern California. It needs to have dappled shade, like ours is in the shade of an oak tree, and it's actually right next to a little fountain, so it gets a little bit of splash from the fountain, so it doesn't dry out either. I think that they are a little bit delicate, so moderate to regular water. And this is like sunset for all of the west of the United States, which means that here in Southern California, it needs a lot of water. I mean, relatively speaking, because moderate water for the rest of the country is like regular rain, which we do not have. So you have to supply the regular rain, which means it needs a fairly decent amount of water. It's not something you'd put in a drought-tolerant landscape. And it also wants good, rich soil, which is not something that we have unless you amend your soil. So it's a lovely tree and in the right place, okay? So what I want to hear from you is a little bit of the content that you're sharing in your plant profile. See some of the pictures. And then also a little bit of personal experience if you have any with the plant. It might be like, this was so hard to find information about. It's, you know, whatever. Or, yeah, when I saw this picture, it reminded me of this story that I had read when I was little. Or just something to help us and you have a little hook that we can help remember this plant by, because 200 plants is a lot. So I want you to tell us a little bit of the story about how we can connect to this plant as if it was like meeting a person, right? So you just met Acer Palmatum, who I would say is like a very, very, very dignified, very quiet, but very stylish elder woman. I mean, whatever, right? But just something to give us a hook to help remember this by. Okay? Thanks, and I hope that helps clear up confusion you might have.